Ahoy, mateys! Klaire the Pirate Fluffle here, ready to tell you about me booty. Listen here, ladies, lads, and Linvies, and hear me tell of the legendary Super Kirby Clash. Wait, what's that? The medieval dialect has nothing in common with pirates, and I'm parroting information because I think it's funny, and it's the easiest way to explain to all of the wonderful people watching that this is a video in a series of many where I rank all of the any % Kirby speedruns, uploading every single day of August. Oh, you. But, yeah, it's all true. Especially true is the horrific threat that Deputy Pup places over our lives. As an anarch pup, it should make sense that the authorities and I don't get along, but Deputy Pup has prepared progress in her plans to pluck the pup from this platform. Sources state that she's been working with my arch nemesis, Captain Stitch, to take revenge on the lack of profit I've made from their nothing burgers. If you'd like to make sure I can remain a safe puppy, I'd appreciate it if you gave this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and if you're feeling generous, become a Puptron on Patreon or join as a mempup on YouTube. You do get nifty perks for doing that, including 2-day early access to all Kirby Month any % ranking videos. Special thanks to my head-patting, Fluffle fan, Puptrons and Mempups, Freakish Uproar, Lydia Scribe, and Vilifar. I love you all! The fact that the game we're talking about today isn't on the very bottom, if not like, I don't know, second from the bottom, may surprise you. The free-to-play game with in-game currency, a scummy tactic used by greedy corporations to squeeze money out of people with addictions. Hey, I said I was an anarch pup, alright? Me saying this shouldn't surprise you. But this has a good speedrun. Actually, no, I take that back. This has a great speedrun for any % at least. Yeah, it does. And if you walk away from this video unconvinced, I want to tell you this now. For K-Star, a yearly Kirby relay race held in the Kirby Speedrun Discord server, we ran Super Kirby Clash once a few years back. When one of the runners finished, they immediately uninstalled the game and never looked back. It gave us one of the most legendary K-Star moments ever. For that, it's permanently based. But what do you even do in the speedrun? For a refresher, and the 3DS is clearly worse. How are we even having this discussion? Unless you like it more, in which case, I'm sorry, puppy loves you. Team Kirby Clash Deluxe, you're largely using Beam Mage to freeze time and get knockouts as quickly as you can. Sword Hero and Dr. Healmore simply aren't strong enough to take out bosses, and Hammerlord doesn't have the mobility or stats to keep up. Beam Mage, however, is good from start to finish and really only needs charge time to keep up with anything that the game throws at you. Time Freeze is fun. Everything I've yapped on about applies to Super Kirby Clash, too. Well, for 3 of the 4 abilities, anyway. Hammerlord really benefits from the changes to how leveling up works. Well, leveling up works about the same as it did in the original, but in that game, you can only level up to 10. In Super Kirby Clash, while you don't reach the max level in any %, said level is like 100 or something. Yeah, much higher than the original, and because of that, Hammerlord stats can actually keep up with what the game throws at it. The only problem aspect of it is the low mobility, which doesn't really wind up mattering too much since the screen size is so small. Yeah, the slow ability is the fast ability. Isn't English hilarious? But what a lot of people, casual Hammer fans and main series speedrunners alike, may expect is for Hammer Flip, holding up and pressing B on the ground, to be the best move. It doesn't take a genius to know that it does a lot of damage, and since you can charge it in this game, on top of the insane stats you get here, you'd expect the move to absolutely shred health bars. And yeah, it can do a lot of damage, but if you've been watching the footage, you can tell that it's far from your best option. It has its uses for sure, especially in something like the Nightmare fight where you have genuine downtime, but your real Hammer Slammer is going to be Super Hammer Swing, or doing a dash jump and attacking. While not a very good move in the regular Kirby series, this dashing jump attack, see what I did there, is brutal here for one simple reason. In the main games, damage and boss health bars are, you know, normal, and not related to stats that increase with EXP and level ups. And again, this being Super Kirby Clash, stats go insanely high and damage numbers are extraordinarily inflated. In, say, Robobot, the difference in damage values for the dash and not dash versions, they're pretty small. Somewhere in the lower double digits maybe, except the not dashing version can be chained together so much faster, it doesn't even wind up mattering. For Super Kirby Clash, well, you see the numbers flying around on screen for the dash version. It makes a big difference. But, yeah, okay, Hammer's strong, the sky is blue, cute puppy loves head pats. But, okay, Hammer is strong, the sky is blue, cute puppy loves head pats. Common sense. That said, we've beaten around the bush for long enough. Or rather, the big green tree. Yep, we need to talk about the most defining element of this game, for better or for worse, the worst fruit known to pup-kind. The gem apples. They're what make the base game such a mess, but as far as the speedrun goes, they're admittedly interesting. See, this being a speedrun, the leaderboards and the community as a whole specifically has a rule in place that doesn't allow you to actually buy gem apples. To be more specific, you can't use any online features, given online is going to be going away one day, and the Switch Online will eventually die sense, no, not the Y2K one. So the fact that this is even possible without having to spend a dime is really cool. But just because you don't buy gem apples doesn't mean you don't need them. Even ignoring weapon upgrades, you have to have gem apples in order to unlock boss fights after the very early game. Thankfully, Super Kirby Clash specifically gives you a lot more options here. Ignoring the big green tree, you have 2 separate stamina bars, one for the story mode and one for the party mode. Party mode isn't a gimmicky minigame fest or anything, even though it should be, that would be really funny. It's just the game's online mode. A little known fact though, it can be played offline, so long as you don't connect to the accursed internet. You won't be doing anything illegal. Life advice. Given the 2 modes have different stamina bars and they all have a metric ton of missions that give you bunches of gem apples, Super Kirby Clash is actually a pretty generous game, and an even more generous speed game when it comes to options to help you progress. That said, while this video has been very positive up to this point, it's still a free-to-play that requires this form of gem apple management, and the game is constantly hounding you to spend money. It does put a damper on things, and while the speedrun itself is really fun, the gem apple system is so awful that I can't help but dock points. On top of that, because the game is a free-to-play, and it wants you spending money, there's a lot of unnecessary menuing? I don't even know if the 2 are directly related. It could be like a tinfoil hat theory moment, but boy, are there a lot of unnecessary stuff going on here that makes it all drag. When you're menuing anyway, things like selecting boss fights and sitting through long load times, that's annoying. But when you're playing the game itself, thankfully, it's not as big of an issue. Getting to that point though, and now it's time for Fluffle fans. It's Klaire Fluffle's speedrunning tip of the day. Yay! For one fight in the entire game, you are completely unable to use Hammer Lord in any way. I am, of course, referring to the very first fight in the game, which forces you to use Sword Hero, or whatever it's called. But don't fret, as Sword actually does have some decent tech backing it up. It's no Hammer, I'm so cute for even suggesting that. But if you get really close to a boss and do Sword's wham, bam, slam attack, hold down an attack in the air, you can hit them while you're in the air, and then again when you hit the ground. This is much faster than doing Sword's charge attack, and is also way better than doing the cancel on the regular attack. Sword actually has good tech. Not great, Hammer and Beam are your goats, but it's better than Dr. Healmore, at least. To get a bit deep for a little while, I've spent a lot of money between the 2 Kirby Clash games. That's my own fault. Don't be like Puppy. Bangalore just looked at me with them big ol' eyes, blah, blah, blah. But the unfortunate fact of the matter is that the game is made to make you want to spend more money than you would if you were to get the game for, say, a standard eShop Kirby price, like $7 if it's on 3DS, $20 like the Switch ones. The price is really just inflated, huh? Anyway, chances are you're going to spend more than that because the game is literally made to make you want to spend. It feels reassuring, even from a more political sense.
Oh no, she said the P word! No, puppy!
Knowing that a community of people came together and overcame manipulative business practices, even if it was just for the sake of speedrunning. And the same can be said for Team Kirby Clash Deluxe, sure, but Super Kirby Clash is a lot more fun, dynamic, and especially forgiving. If I can save someone all the money they would spend on a video game, Kirby or not, and give them a happy way to play a game for free, beat it, and save the money without getting them into any kind of trouble, I would be really happy. I have been Claire, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in another video. Bye-bye!